What's going on, guys? I wanted to bring you an episode today discussing the brand new Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. This game is awesome. Or I should say games, because it's 2 in 1. But it's a great rolled-in package. So I've been playing it here for the last few days, ever since its launch on Thursday. I played a little bit of the beta for Infinite Warfare, and so far it has exceeded my expectations on a number of different fronts. So let's talk about Infinite Warfare here very briefly, and then we'll dive back into the old classic. Infinite Warfare, from what I've played so far, has a fantastic campaign. I'm about halfway through it. I really haven't thrown all that much time into it because I've been focusing more so on Modern Warfare Remastered and the multiplayer in both of those games. But the campaign, as far as I've played, is awesome. It kind of gives you an idea of directional choosing. So you have different options in terms of the missions you can select, but there is a primary storyline that you get to do. So there are off branches that you can play in addition to your primary storyline. Now, people have been giving this thing a bad rep for a long time, and I really don't get it. It's not that bad a game. Everything that you do in this game is predicated on the ability to do more than you were in previous Call of Duty. So the whole space thing, most disliked video on YouTube for a period of time, I don't think it deserved it. Right now, what I'm playing is the best Call of Duty to date. I think it's better than Black Ops 3, even though it's in its infancy. Give it some time. The multiplayer especially has a few key characteristics that are different from Call of Duty Black Ops 3, but still carry a degree of excellence with it. So Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was really smooth, clean, and crisp in terms of overall reactionary gameplay. So if you were quick to ADS, if you were quick to turn corners in terms of your sensitivity, it was, right there. It would do it. This game, Infinite Warfare, is really smooth. So everything you do is a fluid motion. And what I mean by fluid motion is if you watch 60 FPS really doesn't do it justice in terms of movement from one part of the map to the other. As your movement goes along, everything builds off of another. I think one of the perks that I'm currently using is called Momentum. And it's a great perk because everything just becomes intertwined. You go from a jump to a slide to a vault to jumping off a wall to shooting. Everything is just interlaced and interconnected. It's so smooth. And I really enjoy the fact that they've placed that in this game. So that's my take on Infinite Warfare. I don't think it deserves all the hate that it gets because it's groundbreaking in the sense of a new campaign and kind of the concept that they've had going along with it. Let's talk briefly about Modern Warfare Remastered. So I want to preface this by saying I didn't grow up on this game. I grew up on World at War playing on the Wii, as bad as that may be. But Modern Warfare Remastered I have played before. Played it on the original Xbox 360, and I really enjoyed it. Okay, before it really got modded in the multiplayer server, things were pretty fair. Things were pretty even. And I played my fair share of Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. They did a fantastic job remastering this game. Absolutely superb. 10 out of 10. Great job. Hats off to IW, Infinity Ward, Activision. They did it right. They absolutely did. In terms of the campaign, it's rebuilt 100% from the ground up. It looks beautiful. If you're comparing side-by-side game footage, and I don't have the ability to do that because I'm a poor, lowly YouTuber, you'll see the difference. It's absolutely stunning in terms of gameplay dynamic and the smoothness and crispness, can't talk, that you play with in Modern Warfare Remastered. I truly love what they've done with it. In terms of the campaign, everything is smooth. It's still the same. It feels the same. The guns do the exact same things that they did in the original Modern Warfare. They didn't change it at all, which is fantastic to an old boy gamer like me. In terms of the multiplayer, it's pretty much the same. They have some limited maps for the game modes that you go after, but I'm almost strictly a TDM player, so in terms of gameplay and team deathmatch, I think it's fantastic. I mean, it definitely makes me change my playstyle, but it's outstanding. In terms of changing playstyles, this is kind of what I mean. In every other game, Call of Duty has kind of gone away from the slow approach in order to get you moving in a faster pace. So Infinite Warfare, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, all predicated on people moving quicker to get more kills, okay? Modern Warfare Remastered was the game that set the tone in terms of determining these particular skill sets. It was a little bit more slower paced, you had to think it out, and that's by far and away showing in the multiplayer that I've played so far. Typically, I'm a rusher. I go in and I do as much as I can on the outskirts of the maps, picking away at people, but this game has totally changed the way that I play online. Since it's so, I don't want to say technically inadequate, but so retro, that's a good word, it forces me to become more of a laid-back player. So I snipe now for a majority of the maps that I play on in TDM because it's safer. You don't have to worry about getting mauled to death by whoever may be out there. I highly recommend, if you're not very good at one-on-one gunplay, which I am, snipe. It's a safer bet. Use whatever gun you need. Use, the Dragunov, the M21, the Barrett if you manage to get there, but highly, highly, highly recommend sniping as opposed to gun game, ground game. And if you do have to go ground game, it depends on the map that you play on, but M16 is definitely going to get you more kills in terms of damage effectiveness, whereas the M4A1 is going to be more predicated to close quarters, spray and pray type deal. So I think the multiplayer is fantastic. I think the players are certainly more mature. I can't tell you how many times I've been sitting in a lobby and I've noticed some really old gamer tags. Before the X's came out, before these 123s, before all the strange stuff, it was just straight, this is my name, this is my gamer tag, and they're all showing up. It's funny because, waiting at GameStop for the pre-order, I'm still old school. You see all these guys that are in, their 20s are just starting their job, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to have to be back and get this game after I get off of work. And I was talking to one of the GameStop guys, and he was like, yeah, I'm hearing that a lot more. And I'm like, yeah, this is the game we grew up on. This is exactly how, you package this. You sell it to the older guys, and they play it, and they really enjoy it. And so far, I am one of those people. I think it's a great game. I think if you have, the funds to go out and purchase it, go out and get it. It's well worth your time. It's well worth the fun. Even though you've got Titanfall 2, Gears of War 4, and a few other titles that have come out, not to mention Battlefield 1, it's definitely going to hold its own. I don't think that Infinite Warfare deserves the hate. I think that Modern Warfare Remastered definitely lives up to the hype. I think it's a fantastic game overall, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy playing this game for a prolonged period of time. So thanks for watching the video. Stay tuned for more.